Today we're going to be covering all the best herbs and spices and lichen and other things for your kidney health, kidney stones, kidney diseases, or at least the ones to avoid for kidney diseases and such, because there's a huge list of ones that you actually want to avoid once you have kidney disease. And the odd thing is a lot of the ones that are on the healthy list to improve your kidney health are ones that they say don't have once you have kidney disease. Very, very odd, but we're going to run through this monster list and have some fun doing it. So, hey, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully pretty good. I sure hope so. I am here and ready to have a great show. And hello, Digging for Health. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm just glad we got people here so I can get started. Yeah. I mean, otherwise I could always just edit this part off once we, post it on the afterwards. But anyways, let's get right to it. Right. So, yeah, one of my people, I'm totally buzzing who it is. If you show up, hopefully you can, say, hey, hooray, you did the kidney health, kidney cleanse. I think it might have been Denise's Orchid Paradise, if I'm right, who said that she wanted me to cover best herbs for kidney cleansing. And a lot of those ones are on this list. But I just wanted to cover kidney health in general, the herbs for that. And then out of this list, I'm going to actually break it down even further into another video on the top 10 herbs that are herbal teas that are best for your kidney health. So I'm going to do another video on that separately. But for now, we're talking in general, all of them. And we're going to start off with a lichen, which is this guy. It's called Usnea. Yeah, no, not Usnea. It's Usnea. Now, another name for it is old man's beard. You'll find it a lot on things like Douglas firs. It appears in the northern hemisphere. Various types of fruit trees you'll have it. But this is a very good antibiotic and antifungal lichen, particularly with usnic acid. It's organism that's formed, of course, by fungus and algae. It looks a bit like Spanish moss. Mostly you'll find it a lot in the forests of the Pacific Northwest. But it has a long use of history in traditional Chinese medicine, mainly for its ability to clear out heat, they say, and move dampness and resolve toxicity, which is the reason we're talking about it. So, like I said, Usnea contains usnic acid, and this is a chemical that's often used in lots of active ingredients or preservatives like creams, powders, toothpaste, mouthwash. But it's a immune system tonic, and it can prevent various acute situations with your kidneys. It's very also helpful for lots of other things as well, like sinus infections, bronchitis, strep throat, colds, flus, but mainly we're talking about it because it has the potential to remove those toxic problems from your kidney. Now, there is some concern that Usnea actually can cause problems with toxicity. They say that it because it's poorly absorbed and slowly absorbed, that if you have too much of it, it can cause trouble. But generally, if you're having it as a tea or in some kind of solution, tincture, it's not going to cause you as much trouble as you'd think. But the possible side effects for Usnea are things like nausea, weakness and fatigue, abdominal pain, and yellowing of the skin. So if any of those things show up if you've tried Usnea, then you just stop using it. It should go away pretty quickly. Another reason for concern is if you already have any kind of liver problems. Apparently the FDA did report back in 2001 that they had received about 21 reports of liver toxicity related to ingestion of Usnea. So apparently it can cause some people problems depending on, I think it might be directly related if you're having certain liver drugs or different things like that. But it said, there have been reports that it can cause liver damage. So that is the downside of Usnea. But if you're regulating it well and you're having it more as a tea, it's probably not going to give you too much of those toxicity problems. But like I said, if you experience any of the side effects, just be careful and yeah, you can avoid them. There you go. That's Usnea. Our next one, cleavers. Yay, cleavers! Oh, and welcome to AJ Green Topics. Hello, sir. So cleavers. Yeah, I haven't talked too much on my channel yet about cleavers, but they are amazing. What cleavers are actually better known for is they're one of the best herbs for the lymphatic system, and really helping in the elimination process and stimulating that whole lymphatic drainage system, and keeping things from stagnating in the bloodstream. But it's also very much a soothing diuretic. So it's one of these, all the big herbs on this list you find are diuretics, or another term that that a lot of people know about is aquaretic, which means they are herbs that actually keep the electrolytes in the system while increasing the flow of water through the system to help get rid of those toxins that are in the system. So aquaretic is what a lot of these herbs actually are. They are all diuretics, yes, but they're also aquaretic, which means they help keep those electrolytes in your system. Very important. So cleavers, they help assist the penetration and breakup of various fibrous tissues and calcifications in the body. Has the ability to work those all out, not only of course in the kidneys, but in your muscles and your lymphatic system. It's also been used apparently for the removal of gravel or suppression of urine problems. Also it's been used for kidney stones as well. So cleavers, yeah, baby, love those cleavers. Any questions so far? But thanks for dropping by really quick there, AJ. Nice to see you. Cleavers is a great one because it's also, I think, a good companion plant for your garden. Much like burdock is. And burdock is on this list as well. It's not as big a one, but burdock can be used for kidney health. The next one I'm going to talk about, though, is hydrangeas. Yeah, hydrangeas, the flower shrub. It's got lots of different flowers. I didn't get a picture of this one because most people know hydrangeas. Or actually, I did have a flower. I just haven't uploaded it onto my system. So, hey, there you go, hydrangeas. Now, they've done lots of different little animal studies on this, but they have not done a lot of human studies on this yet. But one study that I had in particular said that given for 3 days, it offered a protective ability against kidney damage, most likely because of the antioxidants. This is another one that was used by Native Americans a lot, and the early settlers as well, who they used it to promote kidney and bladder health. It acts as a solvent and can help soothe out the jagged edges of those kidney stones, so it can help, dissolve the kidney stones just a little bit. Hydrangea root can also help your body use calcium, so that's all, which is an action that helps discourage the building of kidney stones. So hydrangeas, yeah, baby. And one of my big favorites here is I'm always a big proponent of singing the praises of dandelion. Yay, dandelions! Woo! So dandelion root, I think in particular, is they're a little bit bigger on for the purpose of kidneys, but you can use dandelion leaves, dandelion flowers, and dandelion root. But it's good for a myriad of reasons. Number one, of course, is one of the biggest diuretic/aquaretics in the herbs altogether. It's one of the top 5 herbs, if not the number 1 herb as a diuretic. It's also supposed to help lower or regulate blood sugar, which higher blood sugar can cause problems with kidney stones or kidney damage. It also helps prevent kidney stone problems by increasing your urine, of course. Back to me. My screen thing has suddenly gone weird, and I don't know what's happening. What did I do? What button did I hit? Okay. Now I can't see my transition button, so I'm totally freaking out. Help me. Oh, gosh. There it is. Okay. I've got it back. Phew. Darn technology. I just want to talk herbs. Okay. So dandelions, of course, they can take over a lawn, but I like leaving them in my lawn because then I'll just use them for various purposes. But dandelions, yeah, as a diuretic in particular, it's one of the best. And the diuretics are all the ones that help that system going, keep that water and keep all the everything moving through the system, which includes all the toxins that can build up in your system, which is why we always suggest diuretic herbs, aquaretic now if you want to get technical, to help keep that body flushing out all of those toxins. So another one that does exactly the same thing is nettles. Nettles! Yeah, stinging nettles over here in the UK, but all different kinds of nettles. Now, stinging nettle fights bacteria, lowers inflammation. It's also a powerful diuretic and depurative. It can help prevent the need for dialysis, apparently, by enhancing your blood purification and removing things like creatine and uric acid. And it can also help dissolve things like gallstones and, of course, improve urination and control infection problems. Now, there's been limited research on a stinging nettle, but from all of the different things that stinging nettle has in it and the things that it does, most people say that it definitely is helpful for kidney health. Now, stinging nettle does have a high amount of potassium. They say 1 cup is about 297 grams, and potassium is one of the trigger products or minerals that they say can lead to kidney stones in certain people. So if you have a problem with, kidney stones, then nettles may not be your jam. But otherwise, nettle, very, very much a non-invasive one that doesn't have a lot of side effects that are going to cause most people trouble, right? Hooray! I've got a lot of really cool different ones on my list today that I'm really excited about talking about. And this is another one here, which is called uva ursi, or bearberry. It's called bearberry because bears like to eat the berries. But when you're talking for kidney health, you're actually going to use these leaves more than you're going to use the berries. So another name for it is sandberry. But Penn State Medical Center, I've got some information from them that says it's been used medicinally since the 2nd century, mainly by Native Americans, as a remedy for urinary tract infections. And it's until the discovery of more recent antibiotics and drugs, uva ursi was a very common treatment for bladder-related infections. And of course, the bladder is very directly related to the kidney, and everything that kind of flushes through the kidney goes down to the bladder, of course. And when you find a urinary tract infection, it's generally because a lot of that is started from the kidneys, and you haven't dealt with the toxins and problems that are in the kidneys, and that works its way down to the actual bladder. But uva ursi in particular contains something called arbutin, which helps you maintain your microbial balance in the urinary system, and also allantoin, oh gosh, medical names, allantoin, which has a soothing effect on your system. It's often used as a tea, woohoo, to help urinary tract infections and other problems with kidneys. And they also say that it's best used with marshmallow root for optimum effect. And marshmallow root is one that's also on my list. Marshmallow root, though, is one that is a lot more, one that you'll have to do some more research on, because it's one that a lot more people have trouble with, right? So, and you definitely have to watch your dosage level on marshmallow root, because it can cause people a lot more side effects, all right? Also, some people say that with uva ursi, it can cause a little bit of long-term liver damage, so you'll need to watch out for that as well. Yes. Hello, GLG. Good to see you. We're working down the list of the herbs for kidney health. Oh, yeah. Gotten quite far down. I've got another one that a lot of people haven't heard of, because it's not one that's over here in the US or the UK as much. You can find it, of course, if you just look it up now. But most people hear this and they're like, oh, what? But this is Pipsissewa. Again, I didn't really look up the full pronunciation on this name when I did the research. But Pipsissewa is a Cree name, which means breaking into small pieces, and it's called that apparently because of its ability to break up kidney stones. But in particular, it's also called by a couple other different names. But Pipsissewa, Pipsissewa, Pipsissewa is by a lot of different herbalists called a more milder form of uva ursi, and tends not to cause some of the problems that uva ursi can cause, like with the liver. But it has a variety of different effects that it can have for kidney and urinary health. One, of course, it's a diuretic, and another is that it has a particular type of antioxidant that I called hydroquinone, which acts as a disinfectant for the urinary tract and helps heal inflammation in the bladder and urethra. I am totally dying on the names today. A certain herbalist named Rosemary Gladstar really recommends this one. I saw a couple articles about her about it. Another guy named Matthew Wood, who's the author of Earthwise Herbal, says that it's good as well. He actually went a little bit further, saying that it was in the actual Cree, it was called Pipsissewa. It's spelt way differently and really looks even weirder. And I'm sure I'm slaughtering that name as well. But the Algonquins used to use it as a tea for PMS and menstrual regulation, and before and after childbirth. But it's also been used for ages in traditional Chinese medicine. And oddly enough, actually, it's been used to flavor things like colas in the past. Who knew? Pipsissewa was once a flavoring for candy and Pepsi. Yeah, who knew? There you go. Weird fun fact of the day. Also, like, I'd seen some reviews on some Pipsissewa online where one nurse in particular said that they had had trouble with her husband having kidney stones for years, and they started taking some Pipsissewa supplements, and just it saved them all kinds of medical bills because it basically relieved his problems with his kidney stones and made them much easier to pass and get out of his system. So Pipsissewa, very big. Quick on the side effects. It's safe for most people. Long-term use apparently can cause a little bit of tinnitus or ringing in the ears, vomiting, confusion, and seizures. So apparently you should only be taking it if you're having problems with the kidney stones right away, or if you're more susceptible to them. But it's not one like some of the other ones on the list that you can just take all the time, apparently, that you want to be a bit more regulated by how often you have it. Okay, another odd one on my list here. Apparently Eric needs some more water here. Wah. Cha-chow. While I'm taking some water, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button down below. And if you want to say hi or have any questions, please put them in the chat for me. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep zooming through this list because I don't want to waste your time. I want you to find out about these herbs and enjoy your day, right? Boom. So next one is called Sambong, or Blumea balsamifera. So this is a tropical shrub that's really common in the Philippines and India. And there's been several different reviews on Sambong now as being a good, effective treatment for kidney stones and various kidney problems. One study in particular said that it's a diuretic that increased a patient's urine volume by about 60%, which quite a bit, yeah. It's also been able to do, help the easing the passage of any kidney stones, but otherwise just, help reduce the size of kidney stones if you've already got them, or help you prevent kidney stones in the first place. Now, I think part of the reason is that for this is I can't find that information right now. Never mind. But that's yeah. So aside from kidney stone treatment, apparently it's also good for your overall kidney health, especially because of the fact that it's a diuretic. I mean, that's really the main thing, is that because it's a diuretic, that's what really makes the difference. Wow. When I'm coming, all these weird ones have weird names that I'm coming up here on now, because they all come from different places that are definitely not from the UK or America. And here is another one right down the list. This is one of my favorites. Chenka Piedra. Okay? Chanca Piedra. So, Chanca Pachenga or Chenka Piedra. Yeah, it's a odd name. A lot of sources I saw said that its nickname was Stonebreaker, which, you know, it's not actually its nickname. It's actually its name, because apparently Chenka Piedra in Spanish literally translates to stone crusher, which, you know, sounds a little cooler to me if you ask me. But apparently it can reduce oxalates, excessive oxalates and uric acid levels, both of which, of course, are primary causes of kidney stones, which is why this is one of the best herbs for kidney stones in particular. And research has shown that it really can help break down any small kidney stones or help reduce the size of larger kidney stones. And it really helps interfere in several different ways with the formation of kidney stones, which is very helpful. It's also a diuretic, which means it's good for overall kidney health. It's an alkaline herb, which is very important when you're talking about kidney stones, which is something I haven't mentioned yet, that kidney stones are often caused by various acidic properties, which is why any of these alkalized herbs are really the best ones for it, right? So there was one study in particular that covered just 56 people, but for, you know, study sizes, that isn't bad. That took like 4.5 grams of Chenka Piedra a day, and they found that about 2/3 of the participants had their kidney stone size decrease. So that's the 2018 study, very, you know, good study in that sense. There was another 2010 study that talked about how it interfered with various stages of stone formation. So yeah, a great one there. My next one, we'll get the picture ready for you, because you got to see what it is. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Is Rehmannia. Rehmannia. And this is a perennial Chinese, Korean, or Japanese herb in particular. And apparently it's one of the 50 basic herbs that have been used in Oriental Asian medicine for thousands of years. There have been various studies on it, and Rehmannia root in particular has been used in Chinese herbal medicine for years. It's also known as Chinese foxglove, because if you look at the picture, you can definitely see the similarity of foxglove. But definitely you want to make sure you're getting Rehmannia, not foxglove, because foxglove can be poisonous, as many of you know. So stay away from the foxglove, just get the Rehmannia. But Rehmannia, I also saw it has been given the term kidney's own food, because it's very much a renowned kidney tonic herb. And it has catapole in it. Catalpol. Yeah. Again, medical names. I am just so bad at them, but hey, who knows? One of these days I'll get better at them. Which is why it's good that I do videos and more than live streams, that I can actually get you the right way to say it in the first place. But it helps with your blood, your immune, endocrine, nervous, and cardiovascular systems. Booyah. There's a study of 72 people that said it helped improve kidney function better than their standard treatments. Another study showed that it helped with kidney inflammation. An even bigger study of 479 people said that in addition to their standard care, it helped improve the symptoms of not only kidney inflammation, but kidney damage as well, which is really big, because a lot of the herbs on this list, as you're going to find out when I get down to it, are ones that they also say, well, actually, you shouldn't have it once you have kidney disease. So it's very odd, yeah, that a lot of these herbs that are good for you beforehand, they say don't touch them once you actually have kidney disease. So when I get to that, you'll see what I'm talking about. But Rehmannia is another interesting one that they say it's actually better to have as a tea or in essentially a dry or steamed way, because it helps reduce renin, which is one of the problems that can cause kidney disease in your system, right? So yeah, very important in that sense. Now, here's the big daddy that most of you probably know about, which I'm going to skip the moment because I had a video that I had already for this, and now I don't have it ready for you. Where's my video? Oh no. I was supposed to have a video of this one, but I didn't upload it. So let's just talk about it anyways. Cranberries. Cranberries, cranberries, cranberries. A lot of people, maybe when you heard about this list, you probably thought, oh, cranberry, of course. Because cranberry is definitely the most publicized, if not one of the best berries / herbs for urinary tract infections. My wife uses it all the time. She used to have lots of trouble with urinary tract infections, and since she started taking a cranberry supplement, she has not had trouble with them at all in the last like 5-7 years since she started taking cranberry religiously. So from my experience, it definitely works for this. I've seen some other people say, "Oh, it doesn't do that," but believe me, from my experience with my wife, it's definitely helped her with urinary tract infections. Now, it's also supposed to help with various things like cancer, heart disease, cholesterol, other things called kidney stones. But it's a very good antibacterial herb, and it's one of those ones that people think, oh, take cranberry juice. Well, if you're having it as the juice, you have to make sure you're having it as more of the raw juice, because, of course, sugar is going to do the opposite of helping you when it comes to kidney stones or kidney problems. So that's why they say one of the things to do to avoid kidney problems in the first place is lots of sugary drinks. So if you have kidney juice, and not just the kidney berries or cranberries in your tea. Kidney tea. What are we talking about? There goes Eric again. Woo! But if you're going to have cranberries, the best way to do it is as a tea, as a supplement, or as to actually have the berries. Because cranberry juice, you need to make sure you're just having the raw form of the juice, a straight juiced cranberry, not the sugary enhanced variety. Very important that you're doing it that way. So, but its main form is that you're really helping reduce the risk of calcium oxalate kidney stone problems, and of course the urinary tract infection problems that you can have trouble with. Let's take a quick detour and talk about the overall vegetables that can help with your kidneys, which is any dark leafy greens, kale, spinach, chard, collard greens. Of course, lots of other berries can be helpful for kidney health as well, in addition to the cranberries. Sweet potatoes apparently are good. Olive oil, fatty fishes, and cabbage is also supposed to be another vegetable that's helpful for that. Now, I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to zoom through a bunch of these ones here because these are just some of the honorable mentions on the world of kidney health. But burdock root I talked about earlier. It's another one that can be made into a tea. It's a really good antioxidant and diuretic. Cat's claw, I haven't heard a lot about it in regard to kidney health, but I did see some sources that say it helps remove heavy metals and toxins from your body. So it's supposedly good for kidney health and pancreatic health because of that. Another lichen that made the list is lungwort lichen. And it's a medicinal lichen that's used for kidney health and help flush out excess fluids. Another flower is moringa. And this is another one that people have asked me to cover in depth because apparently in certain cases, moringa leaf is actually supposed to help protect the kidneys against toxicity caused by people having an excess of acetaminophen or things like paracetamol or other, in America, Tylenol, aspirin type products. Let me see here. Ginkgo biloba is another one that's supposedly help protect the kidneys from damage caused by various toxins. And the big name spices are all on this list. So ginger, turmeric, garlic are all very big anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antibacterial spices. or vegetables, as it were, that are really helpful for kidney health. So, basil apparently has some various benefits. Another one that's more mysterious or not used as much in the West is roselle, otherwise known as zobo, which or is actually is used here because we know it more as hibiscus, but it's a particular type of hibiscus that's used in particular for kidney disease. So if you're looking for it, it's hibiscus sabdarifa. That is the particular type of hibiscus we're talking about here. So it's not your I don't think it's your garden variety hibiscus. It's a particular one called roselle. Red clover also has been one that says is good for kidney health, but it's also one that has some knocks against it because a lot of people have had side effects with red clover. Juniper is another one that a lot of people recommend for kidney health, as it's a diuretic. It contains lots of different terpenoids and helps increase your urine production. It's also one that's very much on that aqua retic category, which helps you keep your electrolytes. Pawpaw is another one that's supposed to help with kidney damage. If I'm correct here in my research, this pawpaw is also in papayas. So pawpaw. Astragalus is hit and miss for some people. Hawthorn leaf. Horsetail is another good one because it's very much a diuretic. Marshmallow root we talked about a little bit before, but it has been known to cause some problems with people. But otherwise, it really helps calm the tissues of the urinary tract, apparently. Parsley, another great one. But it's another one that they also say be careful of because it has a really high potassium content, which, like I said before, can cause some problems with some people and kidney stones. One other one that's apparently good for detoxification is bilberry. And another one that's a little bit on the hit and miss category is apparently celeriac. But also celery celery is supposed to be very good for kidney disease or kidney problems as well. So when I started researching this one, it started making me think I should probably do a video on the difference between celeriac or celery root and actual celery, because people hear the two and they tend to think, oh no, it's the same thing sometimes. So if you're celery root, it's actually celeriac, not celery, it technically is what it's supposed to be. So yeah, keep that in mind. But okay, here's the list I was talking about now before, which these are the ones that you're not supposed to have, supplements that you're not supposed to have if you already have kidney disease, okay? So, and there's a lot of these ones that, like I said, I've already covered here. So get ready. Here we go. Astragalus, I already mentioned that one. Horsetail, I already mentioned. Parsley, I already mentioned. Uva ursi. Stinging nettle. Cat's claw. I didn't actually mention goldenrod. Goldenrod is one that's actually supposed to help, but is one on this list as well that once you actually have kidney disease, you're not supposed to have. So goldenrod, good before kidney disease, apparently bad after, according to the kidney.org, the main kidney website in the world. But some other ones, celeriac is also on this list. But let me talk about the other ones that I haven't mentioned yet, which is Appian, graveolens, licorice root, creatine, which is very much a big supplement for weightlifters, Huperzenia, pennyroyal, yohimbe, a lot of people have heard of that one, Java tea leaf, Oregon graperoot, and Ruta graveolens. So apparently any of these graveolens are all very tough and ones you want to stay away from. But otherwise for general kidney care, they say, of course, just maintain a good healthy weight and blood pressure, keep your cholesterol in check, and watch out for things like smoking and alcohol and caffeine and excessive sugary drinks, and watch your sodium levels apparently. No, that Digging for Health just asked, creatine is good for kidneys. Actually, they say once you have kidney damage, it's supposed to be bad for them. I didn't do any research on creatine beforehand, so I can't say one way or another if creatine beforehand is actually good or bad. So, yeah, GLG says that she needed about that some of these about 30 years ago, and she had about 50 kidney stones. Oh my gosh. Woof. About 7 weeks after her baby. Oh my gosh, that's horrific. 50 kidney stones. That's tough. Yeah. But yeah, creatine is on the avoid list once you have kidney disease. Yeah. So yeah, that's my list. That's the monster list of all the ones I came up with after I've been researching this the last week or two. But I'm going to be whittling this down into a smaller list when I'm talking about the teas, because a lot of these ones are not actually ones you're going to want to have in a tea. I'm not going to want a garlic tea. I'm not going to want a parsley tea. I've tried parsley tea. Ick. Not very good. Uh, so yeah, I'm going to cut this down to ones in particular that are really good as teas. Which, especially as for kidney health, teas are a great way to do it because they are really good for helping getting more water into your system to help flush that system out. And it's just a good, easy way. A lot of times, some of these herbs they are actually better when you have them as a tea. But of course, if you need a heavier dose, some kind of supplement or tincture or extract is going to be better for you. But teas are a great way to go, which is why I cover them a lot. But yeah, there's your list. There you go. If you have any questions, let me know now before we get sailing down the road. Otherwise, I'm going to try and get done my next salt video for next week, if that's at all possible. I don't know if I can manage it because it's Sunday, and I don't know if I can even manage it right now. I haven't even started editing it yet, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do one more live stream next week and cover something else I haven't thought of yet. Maybe we can cover some of those differences. Maybe I'll do a real quick short video on the differences between celeriac and celery or something. I don't know. Or if you guys want, I can talk about what's going on with my garden here. I don't know. Something along those lines. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been fun. Great to have you all here. Thank you so much, Digging for Health, and thank you, GLG, for all the comments. Really appreciate it. Says a lot of other people are watching. Thanks for all you guys in the background. But yeah, there you go. That is your herbs for kidney health. And without any other questions, I am going to get heading down the road. So y'all have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great week.